Today I have the pleasure to interview Yeshu, the co-founder and CTO of Transac, and we're currently sitting at ETC, so apologies for the ambient noises. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. Nice to meet you with everyone. Yeah.
Pleasure. So you started hacking comparatively early during your time in high school, and you were building apps when Android launched. So could you just tell me a bit more about how did you transition to the Web3 ecosystem and that entire journey for you?
Sure. Yeah. So it was like 2011 when I started building micro SaaS platforms, which includes Android apps. And first 6 years of my journey, that it was more like I was keep on having different businesses across like building Microsoft platforms for different type of business, even like say edutech, say like or more like teaching ethical hacking, or let's say like where platform where users can generate their own mobile apps, like even like many social media platforms, like small tooling platforms also built that. So that was my first 6 years of my career, was just like trying around different businesses. Even I was selling web hosting for some time. So trying to learn different areas in internet, like how we can make money. Then after my college, started properly the fintech, building fintech companies with more than 10 people team. And yeah, tried this build this company capitally. It was a personal finance app where people can save their money in like mutual funds and connect like their bank accounts, like we were using Yodlee and Intuit that time. That didn't work out. I was building car instead of skateboard, and yeah, like at that time, crypto was booming. So I was like seeing like what is this happening, and then I built this crypto trading desk. Later on, we called the platform Coinily, and that got acquired. So that was my first exit. It got acquired by LCX, Switzerland-based exchange, and yeah, like that was my one of the success after few years. Like I was not having any salary, anything. Like I was just burning money. Like so, it was a crazy. That was a moment when I felt like yes, I did some small achievement, and then I took a break. Like for I worked for LCA for some time, and then took a break, and then seeing like what is a big problem in 2019. And that time I was seeing like people are like facing issues buying cryptocurrencies from apps. Like they are going to the exchanges, opening, withdrawing to MetaMask or wallets, and then they're spending lots of time. And I was building fiat on and off ramp in India, and the same problem my co-founder also was seeing in UK, Sammy. Like so, Sammy is British. We met in Osaka, pitching the same idea to investors in Osaka, and here we are, like with Transac. Yeah.
Nice. And Transac is a payment infrastructure provider for crypto and NFTs, and you have two main components of it. You have the widget and the developer tools that could be integrated into different platforms. So, could you tell me a bit more about it? And I was telling you before the interview, I found it comparatively easy when I was trying to set up an account on the widget. It took me around 10 minutes. The KOC was comparatively easy. So yeah, could you just tell me a bit more about the two main features that you provide?
Sure, sure. So we have this. So we are a crypto payment gateway, right? Where people partners integrate us in their apps. Here we are talking about games integrating Transac, where games are turning like adding some tokens in their own games, and they're letting users to buy their own token. That's one use cases where our widget, our payment gateway gets integrated inside the game, and these games they don't need to apply for licenses or they don't need to worry about KYC. We take care of the chargeback liability, right? We that's why we do the KYC, because for us it's important that we have a very good risk and KYC system in place, because unlike other payment gateway like Web2 payment gateway, they they are not taking the chargeback liability. We are the merchant on record here. So that's why we have to do some of the compliance requirement is there, like we have to do the KYC, but some of the is something we are doing KYC because also we have to take care of the chargeback as well. So coming back to our services which we're providing is, so games users, we're letting users to buy NFTs, letting users to buy tokens in their own games. Then many of the immutable is using Transac, and more than 200 plus games are building on top of Transac. Same thing with Animoca, like you will find also games like Sprinterland, Zedrun, Transac is there. Then a lot of wallets, like any crypto wallet you see right now, you will see Transact is there. Same MetaMask. We are the first on ramp in MetaMask. We are live in like 3.5 years back, and then Trust Wallet, Ledger, or like any wallet, Coinbase wallet, like you will see Transact there. And now these days we are also seeing different use cases where RW applications are using Transact, where they're letting users to invest in like properties, right? Some portion in properties, and that's a new use cases we are seeing coming in. Like finance apps are also using Transact, but they don't need to apply for licenses, and they are letting users to buy using local payment methods like SEPA bank transfer, faster payments, and then instantly they can invest there in that app. So yeah, that's the developer integration.
And while we're talking about the KYCs, I know that you have light, standard, and enhanced KYC, and the light one takes just 30 seconds to set up, and the standard is a little bit longer, up to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But then you can purchase crypto for up to 20K,
Yeah.
while the enhanced is I think above 70K.
Yeah.
But could you tell me a bit more about the rationale? Because this is the first time that I've encountered this idea of three type of KYC, but I'm a big proponent of it because I see the utility behind it and how you don't need to know all the information about me when I'm just signing up for a Web3 game, but I understand why you need to have all the information if I'm purchasing crypto for above 70K, because I could essentially be doing money laundering. So you want to know where the funds come from.
Yeah.
But could you tell me a bit more about it? And is it a notion that you came up with?
Good question. So yeah, we have multi-tiering of KYC because of the risk tolerance and also because of the compliance requirement. So, and different countries having different requirement, and they give us guideline that in order to do compliant in this country, you need to do these activities. You need to collect these documents from the users, right? That's just one thing. Then every whenever any user is buying, let's say someone is buying $50,000 worth of crypto, we have to see like how much risk tolerance we have. On the basis of risk tolerance, we do the advanced level KYC or light KYC, right? Because as you know, like we are taking care of the fraud and chargeback liabilities, right? Because any users who is doing fraud activities where they are reaching out to their credit card provider and say that this transaction they haven't done it, but they intentionally did it, right? But still Transac is liable to work with them fight for that chargebacks as well, right? We are the merchant on record. So for that, like we have to see, like example, like let's say, by the way, this limits are is keep on changing. We keep on customizing as per the partner. So let's say you are on ramping in MetaMask, but we are not seeing many fraudsters in MetaMask. So we have different KYC requirements or different limits in that app itself. Or let's say you're playing a game. In that game, there is no, like we are not seeing much like KYC requirements there. We are increasing the light KYC amount from like $200 to $400 also, because we want best user experience. We don't want users to spend like a lot of time doing KYC where it's not required. So we keep on customizing that basing on our risk tolerance from different apps here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Thank you for clarifying, because I thought that these are settled in stone,
Yeah.
but they're actually tailored to the app or the video game
Yeah.
that you interact with. While I was prepping for the interview, I noticed that you have over 170 cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
Oh, and at over 160 countries. So I was wondering, how do you adhere with all the regulations within each jurisdiction? Because I'm thinking it's quite challenging. So how did you manage to do that?
Yeah, like good question. Like and I would say we are blessed to have very awesome team for this. Like our head of compliance, James, like he's having very great experience, like handling compliance, and the way we are doing is yeah, like supporting different cryptocurrencies like is very challenging. Also like not only fiat cryptocurrencies, like also the payment method we are supporting, and the fiat currencies as well what we are supporting, right? So whenever any kind of new listing happens, we make sure that is above this standard. Like example, like securities, non-securities, are there utility, non-utility, what is it, like gambling, not gambling. One few things is that we, since the start of the company, we never touched gambling side, and we want to make this company like long term, and want to make sure that like focus on like long term revenue instead of short term revenue. So yeah, like any kind of listing we do, like is we made sure that it's not like like in Web3 there are many users who are getting scammed, and they are buying like crazy, like whatever meme coin or any kind of tokens, and then they later on they regret like what I did it here, right? And so we make sure that we are providing quality, and we take compliance very seriously here. So there are some set of things we do, activities like that way to list a token. Yeah.
What's the reasoning for not partnering with gambling sites? Is it because of your moral code, or is it just because it's a bit harder when it comes to regulations?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So
is
good.
there?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was just also wondering whether there are any other companies that you're not willing to partner with.
Good question. So what we see is that crypto is high risk, gambling is high risk. When you're serving gambling inside crypto, like Web3, like it's like you're doing 20x leverage. So that means what happens is your fraud rate goes super high, and that affects working with like card processors, Visa, Mastercard, and many other things, right? And the way you design your like risk engine, and overall your chargebacks, and like the fraud systems to prevent fraud systems is that affects a lot in the near future, right? So yeah, like we believe that this is one of the major reason why we are not into gambling side, and also like Sammy and I having a mission to onboard billion users, and we believe that billion users will come by by building company like a clean company, right? I mean, why like people use Coinbase, big institutions are using Coinbase. because they take compliance very seriously, right? Same way, like we are looking forward to work with like Fortune 500 companies, big public listed companies, like and they like to work with a clean company who takes compliance seriously. So there are the other thesis behind it, like long term focus instead of short term focus. Yeah.
Talking about onboarding new users, according to a survey by crypto.com that went live in Jan 2040, 2024, not 2040 for sure, the, the crypto owners grew by 34%. So now we have 580 million people that are actually owning crypto. But when they were interviewing people, they realized that one of the biggest challenges for those new people is actually purchasing crypto and knowing where to buy these cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
And the percent was comparatively high. It's like over 30. So how do you think would be the most effective way to solve it? Because even though you guys enabled the signing process to be comparatively easy, how do we grow the awareness, and how do we ensure that people have easy access to those apps?
Yeah, so yeah, like we are making onboarding seamless. That's the major problem we are trying to solve in this Web3 apps, Web3 users. I'm seeing the world where our like like basically normal users who are using Web2 apps, they don't know what is gas fees. They don't know what are the terminologies we in Web3 are using, right? Like they don't care about like what is ETH, what is Solana, what is like a different blockchain name even, right? They just want to use that app. Let's say I'm playing like Candy Crush, and tomorrow let's say Candy Crush introduce their own token and letting users to having some kind of play to earn kind of concept. They don't need to understand the terminologies there, right? The user experience should be just like the way you use any Web2 app. Like you go to that app, you click on pay, login, you do Google login. Let's say under the hood we are using Web3 Auth or Magic or some kind of like that, Dynamics and all, and wallet is getting created. User is not knowing anything like what's happening there, and let's say then the wallet can be account abstraction wallet in that case, where user don't need to sign in within a transaction. Like apps can just sponsor the gas fees from the users, right? Like where they don't need to learn about gas fees, like hey, top up first buy ETH and then buy my token and then play this game. Like no, like that kind of user experience is really not that great. So like having a very good signing with like Google login, then having a account abstraction integrated, like let's say using Bioeconomy account abstraction, or there are many other account abstraction wallets out there, and then using a white label, like integrating deeply with on ramps, where users is just clicking one click buy button Apple Pay, and that you are done, right? So the user experience will be just like Web2 app. That's the that's a future we are seeing. We can onboard billion users in Web3 together. Like, but we have to work together to build that infrastructure, like and build those apps together, right? Same like the way I give an example of games. Same way in finance apps also coming under, right? We are seeing that today apps like Econ or I'm just giving example, not quoting the name, but like Paytm, or there are many platforms where they're letting users to invest in Web2 assets, okay? But soon these companies or like other companies will start letting users to invest in crypto. I mean, Robinhood started that. Like there are many companies also coming into the space, but these apps needs to design in such a way where like users is not knowing anything about crypto, and they're still allowing users to invest in that. And they're like, I think this is a start. This year Bitcoin ETF happened, and many Web2 users are knowing about crypto, and yeah, like And more real world use cases will come in the near future. We are seeing one of the big use cases we are also seeing is RWA, where people are investing in properties and they don't know what's happening under the hood, right? So and we are building the infrastructure and working with these apps where we are making the onboarding very seamless. So yeah, like this is how we see like solving the onboarding problem, making the onboarding very seamless, like solving the user experience where users don't need to learn about anything about crypto terminologies here. So yeah.
I completely agree with it, and I'm a big proponent of blockchain abstraction. But what I've been struggling a lot with is how do we ensure that users are the sovereign owners of the crypto? Because when it comes to these new apps, not necessarily new apps, but new technology to onboard users with like a few clicks, then we talk about what about their seed phrase? What about it being quite centralized and them not having full control over it? And I know that most of the apps enable you to get your seed phrase in a later stage, but how do you envision that future? And is that something that you worry about? I know that it's not necessarily directly linked to your business model, but while you're talking about it, I honestly struggle with it, and especially with the ETFs as well, because the promise of Bitcoin was that you will have full control of your money, and it's against the banks. It's a revolution against the traditional system. But now you invest through an ETF that's super centralized. You don't even have control over your seed phrase.
Yeah.
So what the hell is going on? You know where I'm leading with that argument.
Right. So I agree. If the users are creating wallets and passphrase, and all of these things are one of the challenge here. And still, if you are after some screens after they sign up or on board, then you are showing that hey, this is your password. Like, they were like, what it is like is this is all of my money. If I lose it, I lost everything. So yeah, like this create pressure in the mind. But I would say like there are few apps which I seen they build it where they are letting users to create a create a wallet with like Google login or whatever, like social login, and they don't know even they are creating a wallet there, right? And then using the help of account abstraction, like is very much like very seamless user experience. And when it comes to backup or recovering the seed phase, like they just need to log in with Google again. The only thing they need to do is make sure that Google account is very secure. They need to add like some kind of extra securities there in their Google account, like one time SMS verification and many other things, right? So that will make their account seamless, like and but this will not solve the problem for all the user base. I mean, let's say there's an app who is building system for like solution for users who gonna invest more than $10,000, like or hold the money in their wallet more than $10,000. I don't think that solution will be great for them because uh, because storing more than $10,000 in that Google account is crazy, right? So if that Google account is compromised, you are compromised. So I would say like depending on the use cases, depending on the game, like platforms who are building, let's say game is building some kind of play to earn kind of thing, right? For them, like storing like $500, less than $500 is fine in the wallet, right? Because like like it's not that lot of money there, right? But if the account having a lot of money, like more than 10,000 or something, then the different security needs to be there. Example, like apps needs to design in such a way where they are having multiple tiering of the securities. They use more like multi-sig, like they use Genesis safe or they use different technologies to protect the users there. So yeah, this is the way I think like is all about like how you design the apps, how you make and what's your target audience, and according to that you build a way where where your users feels comfortable, and yeah, that's the way to solve it. Yeah, but still, this can be solved in a decentralized fashion as well, because there are many technologies out there in the market.
Yeah, I agree with it. It will be challenging, but it also depends on the user, their experience,
Yeah.
their own preference.
Yeah.
I know that you've recently partnered with Visa to address the crypto to fiat conversion,
Yeah.
and now you enable close to instant settlement, which is a significant improvement in comparison to the traditional banking system, which would normally take 2 to 3 days. Sometimes it takes 7 to 8 days if you want to send money abroad. So could you just tell me a bit more about the benefits of using crypto when it comes to it, but also what are the challenges? Because I've been talking to quite a few people from developing countries, and one of the challenges for them is onboarding. But I guess with new products like yours, we'll be able to onboard a lot more people a lot easier. So how do you envision that, and what's your thought process when it comes to it?
Yeah, like, so the way I see is, like, partnership with Visa is firstly, like, the Visa partnership. We are working with them since almost 4 years right now, right? Like, but like few months back, we doubled down with them, and we launched few products with them. One of the product is off ramp, where users can sell crypto and they can get the money in their card, Visa card. Okay, so the Visa introduced a new feature called Visa Direct, where earlier, like, to send money to the user, like the fiat, like money, we were requiring to create a bank account to get the user's bank account, but to open up those kind of features in different countries, it requires like like a lot of development, and a lot of like regulatory challenges may come, right? But partnering with Visa like helped us to go live in, like, in all these countries, 100 plus countries in one click, right? Like, it's just like, because Visa having a big network, and now we are doing directly sending the fiat to the user's card, and users are selling crypto. So that was one of the big partnership we announced it with them. And we the way we are seeing is, talking about the remittance use cases which you mentioned, like where it takes like maybe like 7 days or maybe 10 days, or to send money abroad from one country to another country. So yeah, like, we have on-ramp product which is instant, where users can buy crypto using the local payment methods, like, let's say, SEPA bank transfer, faster payments, or card payments like Apple Pay, Google Pay. And fees are depending on, like, the payment method we are talking about, like from 0.5% to up to like 4.5%. We charge different fees depending on the different payment methods. That's the on-ramp. Like, and then we have off ramp, where people can sell crypto, like, and get the money in the bank account, right, all over the world. So if you merge these two product into one, it's called remittance, right? Because you're buying crypto, and then you can send that crypto to another wallet, and that wallet can sell crypto, and indirectly we are doing remittance. And to do both on ramp and off ramp, the whole money flow can be happen within like half an hour. So we can send crypto in any part of the world. Sorry, send money to any friends. Like, let's say I am from India, you are from UK. I can send you, like, within half an hour you'll be there. The money will be there in your bank account, right? Vice versa, or any part of the world we can talk about, right? So we are seeing like these kind of use cases will come in the near future. Apps are building. We build the infrastructure like on ramp and off ramp, and they're using our on and off ramp in their app to build this kind of use cases.
And how do you compare with other remittance providers? Because before the interview, I actually haven't used you, And now that I'm a bit more aware of the service that you provide, and I've already done the KYC verification, which is comparatively easy, I'm a bit more willing to do it. But there are a lot of other established projects on the market.
Yeah.
So how do you compare with them, and why should people use you and choose you over other projects?
So we are not doing right now any remittance business right now, but we these apps may build some kind of remittance use cases, right? Basically, there is also no regulations out there, clarity on the doing a remittance directly with on and off ramp. So because the use cases is people are buying or people are selling crypto. That's the use case right now, right? So it's like an indirect way to do remittance, somewhere like indirect way to you can send money to anyone right now, right? So but yeah, like we do have infrastructure for APIs and SDKs to do where these apps can let users to buy crypto and sell crypto, and if they merge this together, then they can build some remittance use cases.
Is there one more question around comparison to other on-ramps?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So compared to our other competitors, like so we are the world's second largest crypto payment gateway, and they were when we launched Transac in 2020. That time, all of our competitors, top nine competitors, were having a working product, like like I don't want to quote a name, but everyone having a lot of working product that time, and yeah, like since that time we were like growing like and now we are the second largest crypto payment gateway, yeah, in the
Talk about
and
on wallets, then gaming and now finance apps, and that's the how we crack this.
yeah. So firstly, we crack our distribution in finance apps, wallets, and now we are getting our distribution in games, and corporates, institutions are also using Transact now, like for where they're buying crypto in bulk with us. So yeah, like we are growing very fast, and the way we are able to do it is by doing tech enablement. Like the way we build this company, Sammy and I, is we both are technical co-founders, and we try to like put a lot of tech like in every department, so that is more like self-serve. Instead of we spend a lot of time like doing manual work, we try to automate each and every part of our company here.
I don't know enough about the on-ramp ranking system, but you mentioned that you're the second in the world. So could you just explain to me how do you guys rank second, and why second, not first or third?
Sure. So, like, this is the data as per the multiple sources. One is CB Insights. CB Insights rank us. They see the different market data and like the partnerships, the social media announcements, and many other metrics. And that's they rank on the basis of that as well. Then we see that there's a good correlation between like good metric to track our competition as compared to website traffic, and Transact website traffic is close to around 2 million visitors last month, monthly visits, right? And we are seeing like other competitions are like the one who is below us, they are way far us, like, and there is another competition who is like little bit like ahead us. So yeah, like that's the way we are seeing overall competition, because whenever you are doing any payment, your DNS traffic is getting like basically is routed via ISP, and also like the way SimilarWeb and many other Alexa works, they work with ISP, and overall the traffic gets captured there. So yeah.
No, thanks for clarifying that for me. You also partner with Uniswap to serve as a fiat on-ramp partner.
Yeah.
Could you explain that to me, because I don't fully understand it in a way that are you one of the partners or are you the solely partner? I might be wrong, but I feel like I could have done that just years, like a year ago. So what's your function within that partnership?
So yeah, like we did this announcement with Uniswap, and recently they integrated us, and yeah, like I believe that they were liking our product, and though they already having one of the provider out integrated there, but it looks like they were seeing a good requirement of integrating us, because our the vast payment methods we are having, and also the conversion rate we are having. Like payments is all also about conversion rate end to end. So yeah, like that's a partnership. We did it announcement, and we are working with them since long time now. But yeah, like now we decided to double down and have a very closer partnerships. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe you can talk about how the larger problem with Transac One for DeFi can be solved.
Pardon?
How the larger problem in DeFi with Transac One can be solved with the our example.
So
It's an interesting story.
So yeah, like we have one product called Transac One, and this product um, is a very unique way to solve the onboarding problem. Actually, the question also previously which you asked about how you're making the user experience more seamless is, we build products across, like to solve the to provide a better user experience. So what this Transact One is doing is called fiat to smart contract, where instead of we just top up the wallet, we send the like crypto to the smart contract. So let's take an example of you as a user staking in Aave, okay? Without Transact, you need to buy first Ethereum for the gas token. You need to buy USDC. You need to do allowance transaction, and then at last you click on stake button. You end up in doing 4 transactions here, and you need to learn all of the jargons about gas fees, gas tokens, what is ETH, and allowance transaction, and if transaction gets failed, like you need to know, oh, okay, like what the gas I need to what's the you need to put the speed of the transaction. You also need to learn, oh, how can I speed the transaction now, right? So you need to learn about all of this thing terminologies, right? We've seen this problem, and or let's say in like app which is in sidechain, the users need to do bridging, swapping, and many other things. They need to find the bridge and in that platform. So there are a hell lot of learning for them to in order to use that platform, right? So we seen this problem, and we came up with a solution where apps like Aave, they can send their they can
Keep going. Yeah, we're still recording.
okay.
It's okay.
So apps like Aave, they can send their smart contract function, params, and address in a payment payload, so that whenever and they are, when they initialize the payment, then they can users just pay with fiat like the local payment methods and the Apple Pay, Google Pay, and then Transact send the crypto to that smart contract which they sent in the payment payload. So then, and we execute the smart contract. We pay the gas fees on behalf of the user. So, and we deduct that gas fees from the user's fiat money. So by doing that, we are skipping a major step where users don't need to hold a gas token, and we are directly sending USDC to our smart contract, and we are paying the gas fees there on behalf of the user. So and imagine that smart contract which Aave, let's say, pass here with my example, that smart contract apps can make in such a way where it can do bridging, swapping, and everything in one transaction, right? So basically, like, it can skip many steps, and make the onboarding very seamless. These kind of things we are seeing for DeFi apps. They build apps using our Transac One, especially in DeFi apps, and make the onboarding very seamless.
One click staking, you can stake with your debit card, your bank card, so that's it.
Yeah.
Don't need to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting, and I was smiling while you're explaining how challenging it is to stay Aave because I go through that all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And whenever I talk to my mom about blockchain and how she needs to have like a blockchain
Yeah.
account, she's like, no, that's too complicated. Even setting up an Instagram account is too complicated for me. So
Yeah.
imagine me asking her to do all this.
Yeah.
But do you have any data? Apologies for putting you on the spot, but do you have any data on how many users are using Transac over the other on-ramping partner of Uniswap? Because that's probably very interesting, whether you're actually gaining any traction and whether the product that you provide is...
I'm not fully sure about Uniswap, but I can say MetaMask. We are the largest on and off ramp player in MetaMask and having the highest market share in MetaMask right now. Yeah, that's one of the like thing. We got to know that information. Yeah, there are more than 20 different on and off ramps are there in MetaMask, and we are the highest market share there. And generally from MetaMask wallet, people are spending in Uniswap and many other platforms like OpenSea. So that's it.
Why do you think you're the largest provider there? If you could list a couple of things or a couple of reasons, what would your guess be?
Overall, I would say like people recognize us as a brand now. Like it's been 4.5 years. Like is the trust we created it. Like we were very transparent from the users. Like like the way we build our system, we are even transparent on the small fees we are charging from the users. We are showing the breakdown of the fees, right? Like it created trust from the users as a brand. That's one thing. Then we believe that our conversion rate is a lot better because we are not doing in gambling, right? Because as I mentioned earlier, like not touching gambling can help us to improve our like fraud rate, like is not that high, like with like card networks. And that's also one of the reason why. And also the way we build our system is like is very good conversion rate in general, right? And
One of the first ones. One of the first companies.
yeah, and we are also one of the first on ramp with MetaMask. Like earlier, there was a company, but we are one of the first on ramp with MetaMask as well. So yeah, like early mover advantage as well. We get it here. Yeah.
Yeah, could you tell me a bit more about the fees? Because now that I'm thinking about it, whenever I use MetaMask or any other app, I always choose the cheapest one. So how do you compare with other providers? How much cheaper is it or more expensive?
So the price depends on how many local licenses, subsidiaries you are having. So Transac is having 10 subsidiaries around the world, entities around the world. We are compliant in having a license in UK, in Europe, in US also we are compliant in 20 states, and also like in many other states we are using a provider in the US. Then we have subsidiaries in Canada, Australia, Hong Kong, India, like UAE also. So yeah, like we are doing crazy expansion, and as we are opening new entities, subsidiaries, and getting a license, our our cost of sales reduces. Then we are able to operate there. We can have a local pay method in that country, right? So this like the more countries you get in, the cheapest price you can provide to the users, right? So that's how you can provide better price to the end users, right? So the biggest moat for our industry on and off ramping is getting the licenses around the world. That's our main bread and butter, right?
Okay, and what licenses are you hoping to get next? I'm unsure whether you can disclose that, but
Yeah, like we are doubling down on the US right now, like getting we are compliant in 20 states in the US, and we are getting more licenses in the US, like MTL licenses in the US right now. That's our heavily we are heavily focused on that, and we're also doubling down in Australia, Canada, Hong Kong right now.
and what else is on the roadmap for you? in the next 6 months, but also for the next few years?
Yeah, like next 6 months, we are focusing on improving, creating infrastructure where, especially like apps like RWA kind of apps or finance apps, they can use Transac very seamlessly, and we are creating many API based, white label API based solution for these apps, so that they can have very good user experience for the users. So yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the interview. It was a
Yeah.
pleasure talking to you
Yeah,
and learning
thank
more
you.
about Transact.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, thank you so much for preparing and going deep, and appreciate like the interview is very deep on that side. Like,
Thank you. Thank
looks
you
like
so
you
much.
you go and learn about many things, and then ask the right questions. Yeah,
Thanks. Appreciate that.
yeah, cool. Yeah.
Oh, pleasure. It was very nice.